Yo, what is up, guys? We are back and we're in playoffs. So, just to give you a quick breakdown, we have 8 teams that have made playoffs. So, they're fighting to reach the grand finals. And winner of the grand finals gets a cash prize out of this. That is right, we are playing for the Munyon. So, expect things to get serious. Games will be best of 3 throughout playoffs, and there are going to be a lot more games here, so I will kind of cut around the edges here and only explain cards when I do see them present prior to doing research. This way it is entirely a surprise for myself, right? So we're going to end up doing it that way. And yeah, we have a whole bunch of games. So all best of 3. We have a winners bracket and losers bracket. Top 4 hits winners. Bottom 4 is losers, or 5 through 8. And if you are on the winner side, you do have 2 chances. So if you're in losers, you already know sharks in the pool, sharks in the water. You better make sure you swim fast. So the other part of this is we are combining Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, if this is your first time watching. Yu-Gi-Oh! In the effect that there's cards, there's ultimate, there's trap cards, you know, things you can play into, as well as playing a competitive game of singles. However, we do have megas in the mix, as well as some very wonky effects from the cards. You might see megas that are pre-mega due to, you know, the limitations that we have with Pokemon Showdown. So within that, I will maybe make some lead predictions, or I just might go into it, right? So let's see how that is, because we are going to be having a ball here. So I'll just go right into it. We have Ozzie versus Pizzaharald here. All right, so Crimson Dragon is in, and this is one of their ultimate. It allows them to use Sacred Fire, as well as terror types of Dragon or Fire, as well as Mighty Cleave. And getting that burn on that Steelix is pretty big. You mitigate the damage, also getting the kill outside of that second +1. So you are pretty fast, not faster than WiiId though. So that's gonna zap that right down. So we do see it able to switch up moves. We got the screens on deck. Snatch. Oh, this is lovely. So now they get the reflect. I love Snatch. Snatch is so clutch right there. Snatch could be used for things like bulk up from Palafin and the stuff from Klefki, apparently. So you're super bulky on that. Heat Crash is going to do a good amount of chip. You do have the body slam on the opposing side, getting the paralysis, as well as another body slam. However, you don't have the grace that Rachi might have. You have the Iron Head and Paraflinch. Both have lefties on deck. So just going to allow that to stay in. You are... Oh, you're trying to get that boost. Stockpile is not going to care about any base damage because your leftovers is just healing up on that. As well as body slam, getting a pair on Rachi is going to be pretty good. And you only have 5 more chances for that. So Rachi taking half damage, gonna have to switch out there. Gonna get the child in and be an imposter. Now body slam is gonna do more than it is gonna do from Ditto because of the base HP, but I'm just a damn lie because that crit hit. You do have the paralysis, so things are pretty tame. The other thing about Ditto is you have less PP to work with here. So that paralysis is doing big work. Oh my gosh. Double paralysis here. Lucky for that Snorlax because they get a good amount of health. Because they just outpace the other body slam damage. So we're doing pretty well here. What does Snatch do? So Snatch, what it does is if you use a specific status move, because it doesn't work on every status move, you basically gain the benefits of that Mon. And if you're in a doubles battle, you can even snatch from yourself. So it goes based on the first move used in that bracket for Snatch versus the last move, because Snatch is a high priority move. So you do have to watch out if you're playing with Snatch in doubles, provided they still have it. Snatch is a great move. They did remove it in the newer generations. So if you were to Quiver Dance, nope, that's my Snatch. That's my Snatch, sounds crazy. As well as I used to use Z Snatch Superior. Very clutch, very dope. And what Z Snatch does is give you a +2 boost in your speed. And even just a little logic, or not logic, but knowledge here, free game. If you use contrary and you use a boost off of a Z move, it doesn't go into a negative. So you still get the +2, as well as the ability to run contrary SERP. So yeah, just in case you didn't know. But yeah, Snatch is very, very dope. It doesn't snatch everything though. There is a specific limitation of what status moves you could snatch. But yeah, right back into it. Let's do it. Lucky Son of a Gun goes out with its last bout. And Hercules is in. I can see a switch there to get that hero off. So Keyring is in. Body Slam is going to do a decent amount to the Keyring. Get a paralysis for the troubles. Drain Kiss is going to heal up quite a bit. Doesn't seem like, but he crashed. So nice. Palafin hero does have the sub, so it's going to kind of play around that paralysis from Lax. This is going to be your bulk up set, max HP, max speed F. The Body Slam doesn't get this kill on the sub. And you got the Drain Punch as well. So this does seem like it's in the favor for Hercules here. But Snatch is very clutch there. You do have that as well. Like you could keep snatching. However, you do have Drain Punch you have to watch out for. So you could snatch a bulk up, get some good attack investment in potentially. Yeah, because you're gonna need to be able to break that. Drain Punch, you will crit first. So another Body Slam. Well played by Ozzie. I love this build. Whoever thought about Snatch, very, very good on them. But sub is gonna break down that pretty well. You do see the switch out. Frost Lass is in. There's another bulk up. And again, this is likely max HP, max bulk. Jet Punch is going to be the priority move of choice here because, yeah, fast fuck boy. Ozzie says he might have thrown here. Power Whip is going to be able to break that sub. I don't know if it's going to be able to break it off base, but we're going to find out here. Unfortunate. Not going to be able to seed. Yeah, and this has been the bane that Palafin has been in the draft here. So with the best of 3 set, we are able to see players adapt. They do have to send in their teams prior to battle. So you aren't able to adapt on the fly, but you do have a assortment of teams that you can kind of have an idea about. So Snorlax is in, likely to get one tap by the Drain Punch, and that is going to be its lunch. It's going to eat up, and game 2 is going to be the new one in here. So well played by Pizza. Ozzie has the chance to adapt. Hopefully Hercules is taken into consideration here. Let's see. So we do see, I believe, the same team minus Zerora. I believe Zerora wasn't in the first team. It was Ditto and Klefki, where we now have Klefki being replaced by Zor. And we see the likes of Iron Leaves here, as well as Ting Lu, if I'm not incorrect, whatever. Let's get right into it. So Palafin gonna be the lead, instantly switching with the flip turn this time around. Alright, so rocks get up. Alright. We also see that there is 2 Snow Queens on the teams here. Toxic gonna be the miss. Steel Roller getting rid of those terrain. So that's some big damage, as well as a Shadow Ball crit past the Oroville. Not sure if that mattered. Toxic on the Snorlax. Gonna be able to stockpile. Not gonna be able to rest because of that. You got the Body Slam, potential for Para, and then now you have the Cosmic Power. All right, so I believe there might be rest here. I'm not sure the form of recovery. Leech Seed is going to be scary for that, so they're going to switch out. Malchild comes in, not being able to Leech Seed the Grass type. I'm going to switch out because Ozzie knows whatever he's packing. And we see Ditto with the leftovers here. So SD, you have one terrain turn left in order to use that Psy Blade, which is boosted under terrain, if you have it. But now the Quirk Drive is up, Throat Chop is out, and that neck is gone. Alright, so you aren't faster than this, so your sub is going to be faded, but so is that Ice Setter. So 2 kills off of that Iron Leaves. I see Knockoff coming here. You're not going to do much damage because it is booster energy, and you did take off that item that you had. And this is speed tie here. Now, I'm not sure if any attacks are... Oh my gosh, that crit is very lovely, very nice. You do have Sucker Punch available here. Leaf Blade is going to be the move of choice into their Oblivion Wing. So they're going to heal up a decent amount. Throat Chop was the only other move, so they did use the higher damage move since they have Stab. Throat Chop. Nice. So, well played by that. Iron Leaves. Regieleki comes in to get the kill, and it's just Palafin here. So I don't... Okay. So this is kind of hard because you can't phase it out, right? It does have flip turn, so it's not the subset, right? So if it was the subset, this is dangerous because it outspeeds all of the bulkier mons here. Like, it's really good if this doesn't have a sub, but you can still bulk up and get into the range where you can maybe one-hit KO Regieleki. But being that it's super fast, you can invest in your bulk pretty well. So I'm pretty curious to see what goes on here. Maybe you have a grass move that can consistently damage this. So Ice Punch, Rocky Helmet, nice. Power Whip, gonna get the crit kill, double crit. So nice. Moving on to game 3. Nice by Ozzie. Let's see what is gonna happen here. So we see the Alolan Muck and the Savali here, as well as the Savali on the opposing side and the Kiss of Death that is delivered, such as Togekiss. Like, which one of these mons is really the Deathbringer here? I don't know, but let's see. Alright, so coming in on the likely rocks, Death is here. Block. Love seeing the block sets. However, the Whirlwind is going to allow it to no longer be blocked. So Parting Shot into that brings Yveltal back into another Whirlwind, trying to get off these rock chips. So this is pretty good by both of them because Pizza has a lot of good momentum switching. And Parting Shot off of the ground Savali and the U-turn on the Rachi here. So potential to get some switches off if it is a unsavory matchup, as well as I believe this is coming in on rocks with a heavy duty boots, and Ozzie's very smart to continue whirlwinding here, getting off some really nice chip damage among the team while healing up itself. So it's pretty much stalemated at this moment. Like, it does seem like they are going chip for chip. And Game Muck does not have any kind of recovery on its item hold. And Poison Touch Knockoff gets a Poison Touch on Kiss. Heavy Duty Boots is gone. It was blocked, yeah. Baton pass is very smart. You are able to dry pass, which means you can pass without giving a sub or boost from yourself. Wish, nice. Rock slide, clutch damage. If they do happen to roost, they will take less damage. The knockoff is not going to kill. Air slash is not going to flinch. I wonder if this is covert cloak. That could be clutch. So, going for rock slide over the poison jab means what? I mean, do you have poison jab? You're going for an inaccurate move. Poison jab does look good on the team. Like, we are confirmed poison touch, so everything is practically a jab. But Savali could definitely be still to block the flying type coverage in this as well. So Regieleki is in. Rising Voltage does a good amount of damage. That Muck might just be AV. Gets a poison touch for its what you call it there. Wish is gonna bring it back up though. Savali Ground is in a good counter to the Regieleki, which is very noted to have not the best move pool. Heavy electric moves and good amount of normal type moves. Ancient power in the mix as well. Flame charge on the baby RC is getting out there with the parting shot. So sub on the Ting Lu. Interesting. You do have the lefties as well. You have taunt that goes through sub. Can't whirlwind. So whirlwind block. Earthquake. This is a very good made set. Oblivion Wing. So we know the whole set. Like, dang, that does damage. Double ground type on there. Oblivion Wing is gonna chip out a good amount of things, even at the -1. Elsa back. Ditto here. All right, Will-O-Wisp on that. Pretty smart. Works well for the mons on the side. Hex is gonna do a lot of damage. But likely not able to live that, so they double here. However, they allow their child to stay in and go down, or the Savali goes down. So Iron Leaves is here. We do get the speed booster. Hex is just slamming into the team in. Okay, there's Scarf this time around. So nice. Rachi is in, gonna switch out, doing the double, doing the damn thing. Throat chop on that boy. Don't do too much to it. Ting Lu is here. Ting Lu can take an Oblivion Wing quite well, but also it is fodder for death. Death fodder. Haha. Taunt on the Regieleki. So the Regieleki is able to Rising Voltage here. But another double from Ozzie. Let's see. Switching out, getting that Savali grounding, getting that chip health. Parting shot. And yeah, mad reads. It is not outside the realm for either of these guys to win, even though Pizza does have the more mons on the team. Unfortunate freeze, and I do think we're playing with the new freeze mechanics. I don't believe so. Never mind. I might be a damn liar. The freeze is very nice from the Crimson Dragon here, doing something very nice. Pizza Haxon. I read my intro. Oh yeah, these guys have intros. Yes, so I shall go over these intros. Okay, let's read this question here. All right. Oh, also, hopefully you guys have already wished Allah, our overseer here, a very happy birthday. Trip around the world. Good on you, and good man there. Hope you had a good one, chilling with sand in between your toes and whatnot. All right, so hey Allah, pretty sure the answer is no, but does my ult still apply in playoffs for the possibility of a second cap? Yes, that is still applicable. I just want to let them know that, but yes, it is still applicable. I'll mention that if need be, whatever. So Game Up here. Shadow Sneak gonna be able to clear the Iron Leaves and get the win for that guy. So very well done by Pizzaharald. Very well done by Ozzie. Let's get into. I'll likely record these intros with some depth and stuff to it. That way they can be pretty special for you guys. All right, game number 2. We have Wild versus Ant. Again, just gonna go straight into it, and then speak on the battle as is. All right, so no Zern. We do see the poison change found Gambit immediately getting that Lando down, making it 5v5. So Wings of Death comes in on the Stone Edge here. I do believe that might be no Variante. All right, because is that speed tie 99 and 100, right? Yeah, 99, 100. All right, Sacred Fire gets the burn on that. Iron Chain Snake refuses to allow its attack to go down, as well as Iron Steel Boy over there, allowing it to get up out the sky, taking some super effective damage after the first 1,000 arrows hit. Gonna be able to live on 3% so far, but the protect, very clutch from Scylla, allows Iron Chain Snake to go down, while so still it does heal itself just a tad bit. Iron Chain Blaster comes in on the Eruption, likely AV Muck here. Yeah, why is Scumtho something? Oh my gosh. All right, so Warden's Might, which is the Mega Glycopod here, gets a knockoff on Celestilla, hits the Fire Blast. You do have the heat proof on the Mega Glycopod here. Funny stuff. Air Slash onto the Wings of Death. Dark Pulse is going to be able to clutch the kill out here. Entei is in, being faster. You do have the Sucker Punch though. Very clutch move, getting it in range of possibly Rocks or Eruption. So Iron Val is in. I'm not sure what it does aside from knockoff here. Amoongus is in. Iron Chain sus. You do have the Psychic, good read by Wild. And you have leftovers on Iron Chain sus. Very sus that it's not Black Sludge, but the Sludge Bomb is going to get that Mon on. Alright, Mewtwo's here, ready to throw out the Psyshock. And Glycopod is here with the first impression, able to get that KO on the Mewtwo. So now it's 1v1. You do have to weaken down this Muck pretty well. You are going to be slower than the Muck. AV is going to be knocked off. Sucker Punch is going to get that kill. Very well played by Antkiller here as well. Let's go into the next game. So we see the switch up here. Making that 5v5 on that first one was pretty clutch here. Wild has a wild looking team still here. Getting right into it. So Latios Mega here. Sub on in. You do have the lefties. Scare tactic. So yes, very much so. Leading off with this in game one and then just throwing yourself out there to the wind means, like, if you see this, it might be Scarf. It might be Final Gambit again. So you're throwing a Mon away if you do fear that. Like, you're not Scarf on Lottie because you're Mega. And it allows for you to play that tactic to where, oh, I want to preserve something. So Ant preserves itself behind the sub, as well as leftovers. So lefties, Stealth Rock. Let's see what else happens here. So very well played by Antkiller. All right, so the Rage Fist is here. You don't have any damage dealt to you, and nor does your sub getting hit count. But you are able to avoid status in that way. So if something was to have T-Wave or Toxic, and there's the Final Gambit, sub Final Gambit. That is a very interesting take. So you do get something down to range. Probably expecting that to switch out. Celestilla does a Hail Mary lead seed and another Dragon Dance, which would have been, I think, a Protect. So Wild is playing out of their mind right now. Protect is going to go in there and doing some due diligence, already getting off Rayquaza to 36 damage, which is very low. Like, where extreme speed could kill, right? Like, this has only been in, let's see, like at 100, right? DD, you get the lead seed, insane damage, 12%, and then air slash, getting in some good damage off of the read, and another chip damage, and then your extra chip. That's very, very well done. So provided that this doesn't have a fire move to take this out, you take more chip damage here. So let's see what happens. Going for the double protect. Dragon Ascent is there, not going to be able to kill. You are weakening yourself as well. You do get another free protect in here, so going to be able to switch that out. That was very well done. And the Celesteela is here again. So L turn wasted. Could have stayed in and did another protect, but you might have the nasty plot on the Yveltal, if that gets it. I think it does. Latios is in on Iron Chain Sus. Fearing the psychic move, we come in with Yveltal, and Luster Purge is there. Sucker Punch gets the KO off of that. So I do think we see a mixed Wings of Death, which is, yeah, Hands of Doom. Oblivion Wing, gonna do some good damage. That looks like AV, maybe, but you are mixed, so not sure where you divvy your EVs here. Gonna get a good kill off. We see that this can only take 3 more moves in. Y'all gotta understand. Odd number. Sacred Fire in on the Rayquaza, gets the crit hit, gets the kill, and has the lefties over there. So gonna be able to Dragon Dance. Roar is gonna get it out. So one thing that happened last game, again, you did see the boy get burned, and Iron Chain Bird is in here. Oh, came right in. That's some good tech, yeah. So not sure, was this pressure? No, not confirmed pressure. Okay, nice. Ray card gets it out. You get the burn, you get the turn, you get the wings, and you get to suck up things. Pause. Oblivion Wing gets to take some good HP from Celesteela. Not enough to kill here, but the Dark Pulse will. So down goes Celesteela. Entei is there, known to be faster. Gonna get another Sacred Fire off. We do see lefties on this. You do see 4 more turns of Sacred Fire potential. Another crit hit, another burn, taking a wild turn, which it did live because of that. My favorite legendary for a reason. Alright, so 1,000 arrows on the Tangrowth. Tangrowth doesn't have access to HP Ice. If you know, you know. Knockoff on the leftovers. It should have been Black Sludge. And Sludge Bomb on the Mewtwo. Does it get any hacks? No for that. Fire Blast, gonna be able to get it right down to where it can live and get a Spore off. So staying in, gonna get the Sludge Bomb, got the Citrus on deck. Getting it right down to range for Yveltal likely. So just gonna let that go down, because I mean it could have came in on Tangrowth, honestly. See, I think, okay, so that was an amazing turn, right? So you don't reveal Nasty Plot until just now, and you have Sucker Punch on this. You see the whole entire moveset. You see that there's Ice Beam there. At least you think you live, but Ant is really playing gung-ho, right? So very well done. Entei is here. Now you do have Sucker Punch. We haven't seen Extreme Speed be revealed. And you have Wings of Death and Oblivion Wing. Nice. The Cobra Berry is going to allow it to live, but you do get it up to 100%. The Toxic is here, and Oblivion Wing gets the clear. The Skies are here for the Wings of Death, and Ant's team moves on in the playoffs. Okay, so we have Gun versus iLiseq here. Pretty dope teams, if I do say so myself. And I just did, so whatever. Going in, I hope I have not broke anything. So good luck, have fun. Good luck, have fun. We see Toxic. So if you don't know, Minior has a amazing ability in Shields Down where it is immune to status of burn, sleep, para, not so much confusion, if I'm sure. And Toxic, as we saw here. Now, Toxic looks very good into the team, especially into this. Even though it does get up messy terrain, you do have your stab moves to hit it. But if you don't know, now you know. Shields down, you will be able to status this after it reaches 50% or below, but not at this time. Shell smash. Say it 5 times fast. White herb, Whimsicott goes in. Earthquake is there. So Encore could be pretty clutch here, which it does do. And Encore Whims alludes to being pretty clutch, as well as Leech Seed. We may see Sub Protect here, which can do a good amount, which pressures the entire team. Like iLiseq has the potential to set up on a lot of these mons here, right? Like everything could be set up, but under Leech Seed and Encore, especially under Prankster and Sub, you're being pressured, because if you do a setup move, if you do set up, you put yourself in the position to get encored and then just leeched. So allowing this to go down to get the poison spikes up. If Finny comes in, it does get poisoned. So it does bait in the Scolipede to come in, take rocks, as well as absorb these. So it's like, if you want to, you know what you got to do. Because, I mean, you're not Sash on Scolipede, because this is Scolipede Mega. Zekrom now has the opportunity to potentially set up. You do have an Earthquake in front of you, though. And Minior is not the strongest when in its shield down form. Now, you do get an attack boost and speed boost after the fact. So I think Gun is banking on that here. Earthquake doing only 38 damage. Alright, Fusion Bolt's going to get that down. You do have the Lottie coming in. Likely Scarf here. Draco Meteor is going to come down, because I don't think there's any reason you would send a Lottie in there unless you are Scarf. So you got Fat Ass. You got the Stockpile. It's going to switch out just to get the spikes off. And you got the Whirlwind there. Nice. So you're giving a good amount of chip damage to the team there. You see the Iapapa and the Stockberry. So I believe you do see a Recycle coming in. You got the +1 on Scolipede. You got the Poison Jab. I wouldn't want this to get poisoned, and yet it did. Like, it's better than Toxic. You do get to set up your defenses, but you have to pick and choose when you want to Recycle here, because you're getting chipped down significantly. And then we see Terrapagos terrestrialize that. Ooh, the Recycle, very clutch right there. But that crit hurts. So Quiver Dance on Terrapagos because of Dancing on the Grave, which allows them to either use Victory Dance and or Quiver Dance on all of their mons here. So Whirlwind is pretty clutch to move things around. It does live. Fat Ass is fat indeed on there. So I would Recycle again here. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I think you just keep recycling until you get pretty healthy. Now, Lesser Purge can drop the special D rightfully on that turn, and you get the Toxic off. So Lesser Purge is going to be able to get that down. I do believe they were, fearful of those drops. But massive work absolutely done. U-turn in on that. Let Swampert Mega get in. So we're fast AF. Protect on the bulk up. Amazing play right there. Poison Jab. You are going to get hurt. Hit. Oh, you have the Roar. I'm like, why are you going slower? You maybe could have gotten that kill. But unfortunate. Liquidation doing a good amount. We do see the Quiver Dance here again. So it doesn't seem like there's Earthquake here. We see the rest on the electric or misty terrain. Yeah. A lot of status is going off in this misty terrain too. Rain kind of covering the background, of course. So victory dance here, you are subjected to the spikes, I mean the hazards, as well as encore. Encore though, however, getting whittled down in PP. You got the lead seat as well. You got sleep, very nice. So like everything has status. What is going on? Moving out of there for the sake of encore. Encore, why? You get the quick sub. They got the Ivy. So they could horn leech here. Okay, so this is good for it to encore, right? So you can go right into Zekrom here and then potentially set up. So that's what they go for. They get a little bit healthy here. And Finny comes in, takes rocks, and gets the Misty Surge up. You get the Dragon Dance. Misty Surge will mitigate any dragon damage to the team if it so happens to be. So, you know what? I think it's only to the things that are on the ground. So, depending on, like, if that took that, because of the Misty Terrain, that would have been dope. But they get the read. They go Luster Purge to hit something like Swampert or even Whimsicott. Swampert goes down. I don't know about that there, right? So being that Swampert took 2, in this instance, you could have went Pelipper. You have a good amount of rain turns in order to do your thing, really. Like, I think that was a throw. You're throwing away your fastest mon. Despite this being Scarf, right? Being Scarf and being able to outspeed. Like, at this point, Pelly comes in here. You either die or you U-turn out, right? And you're able to live. So, I think this was a throw by gun right here. Like, in this instance right here, that could have been Pelipper. But Pelipper comes in now. Luster Purge. Yeah, Pelipper lives. You got the Hurricane. You get the kill. But you're not faster than anything likely here, right? To where Swampert could have bopped this underwater in liquidation. Yeah, like luckily living, getting some chip off. You're getting Ogerpon in on rocks, which is very clutch. And yeah, your whole team's not fast enough to beat those two. Like, this comes in, takes the Ivy Cudgel, not going to do much. If it does have coverage, it's dangerous, and it does have the coverage in Stomping Tantrum. Play Rough was the other option there. Protect is going to be last ditch effort because you cannot hit this, being that it's grass type. And the Encore Ivy Cudgel, just allowing it to get the kill in that way. Yeah, I do think this was a throw by gun. Unfortunate. So let's see if there's any adaptation here. Alright, so we do see some switches up. There is no rain. And yeah, let's see what goes on here. Rain was a lie. Alright, so Finny is in, Glim is in, Sludge Bomb hitting that Finny, gonna take the Kiba Berry, live on that Scald, and next one might kill. So Sludge Bomb on the Scolipede, doing some good damage. Gonna get out of there, Intimidate to drop the attack, Earthquake, gonna eat that up. And top of Finny is in. We see the Mud Slap. Nice move. Accuracy can drop. Ensign on the Finny. What were the other options? Zekrom doesn't want to get burned. Sorry. Zekrom doesn't want to get burned. Whimsicott. I feel like Whimsicott might have been the better switch here. I don't know the set. But nothing really likes the water type move, which can burn. But c'est la vie. This is a Whirlpool set, trapping set. Gets screens off, gets good positioning, gets a knockoff, knocks off its. What did it have? Keep variables already in. U-turn. So knockoff there, I think, was also a poor choice. Like it's good if it comes in on anything, right? So knockoff would only really be good into these two for damage wise, and this one for item wise. The other two here, knockoff really doesn't work here because you have the mega and then you have an item that can't really get knocked off. Well, I mean, actually, I'm lying on that. So utility wise, knockoff wouldn't work here. Damage wise, you would get the knockoff boosted damage. Knockoff here, the berry's already gone. So I don't think there's a reason this would switch if you do have the Scald. So just an interesting play. Scald not doing much, but you got the U-turn there. And Zekrom is in. So not fearing the Scald, it seems. You do see the Dragon Dance. Now this might have Lum. Gonna get right up out of Buzzwole's face. Gonna drop it down to where it does 25. Finny back in. So it seems like iLiseq does have a good blender. You do have the Baton Pass Glamora here. Sludge Bomb's gonna get the crit hit. Crit didn't matter there. Gonna heal up with some Black Sludge. So very clutch. I am in the chat. Spiky Shield allows it to heal up some more. Lesser Purge. If this is choice locked once more, pretty clutch. So you get a free U-turn here or knockoff. Gonna knock off that Rocky Helmet, which definitely comes in clutch for most of the cast here. Intimidate again on the Drain Punch. Drain Punch doing a good amount. Gonna be able to double down and get a beast boost if another hit is here. So another hit is here. It's gonna be able to clear, get a speed def. I'm lying. A defense boost, which Victini coming in makes it seem like it's special, which it is very special. It gets the burn off the blue flare, which is not uncommon. Whimsicott takes the Lesser Purge, gets a Spit F drop for its trouble. And Ensign comes in. So, the Red Dragon move, of course, there. You get a U-turn here. Don't have to worry about the helmet because of that knockoff there. And Terapagos is in. So, again, the Sludge Bomb. Potential for poison. It does get the poison here. And if this was toxic like the last one, I'm pretty sure it preferred to get the toxic over that poison, depending on if it is again the rest set. So gonna chip it down between protect and the sub. Chip it down real nice, yeah. All right, Terra Starstorm is going to be able to fade that. It is good that they are doing this because you get to see the set. You get to chip out their PP for Terra Starstorm. If they have Earth Power, Earth Power is kind of scary here. But you don't give it a lot of credence to hit this, depending on like if you have coverage or not. Flamethrower, Ice Beam, all that junk. All right, so they are going to switch. Here's a Spiky Shield. Now you do have Spiky Shield again that you could do. Good to get off the move to see what it wants to do. It's getting chipped down pretty well. And a good double there from Buzzwole. And Earthquake, not going to be able to do much. You are threatened by the likeness of a fairy move, which Leech Seed comes back out here very well, very good. Again, chipping it out very good, very well. Poison Jab is there to tell that I'm going to send you to hell. You do have the substitute that you could get off, which we do see. And then if they do choose to try to set up, they get bummed. You could, yes, very well done. Because you get the chip health. You get to send in something, see if it wants to switch. But they do stay in. Get a little greedy on the health part. Now you do only get locked into a certain amount of encores. That -1 is nice. However, yo, I don't know about that one, champ. Like, okay, you did see the Stomping Tantrum last game, so that could have been a thing. The -1 is very nice, but sacking the Whimsicott, or at least risking it, like, I don't think they intentionally chose to sack it. I do think Ivy Cudgel was going to come out regardless, right? Like, Stomping Tantrum, maybe they read that, and they're like, oh, you want to preserve whatever. No, this has high crit chance and high PB. So you lose nothing by just spamming this. Like, I don't care. So I do think Victini was the better play there, especially if it is Scarf. Like, you may not kill it, but I think preserving the Whimsicott was big, especially if this goes down. Whimsicott kind of gives, like, the rest of the team really big trouble, especially with Choice Lock, with less PP, with yeah, like, with moves that don't hit. Basically, your Elite Seed hits everything there. So they switch out. They get the Dragon Dance. Again, likely to be Scarf, so you're going to switch out there. If they do, yes, drop the Spatak, you could come in back with Zekrom, possibly. But we come in with Victini. So the reason I said Blue Fair is going to do a lot, you don't outspeed unless Scarf. So the reason I said that, right? Like, yeah, you could get crit. You should be able to live a -2 Draco Meteor, and maybe live another after to get +2 to kill the rest of the team. Potentially, right? Like, you are risking it, but is a risk that is helpful into getting the dub. Like, because we're all assuming this is Scarf, right? If it switches up, then crazy. But nice, you're down. Terapagos comes in. Zekrom comes in here. Earth Power is right in front of you. I don't know about that one either. Because, yeah, I don't know about that. Like, you do have coverage that hits the rest of their team pretty well. Like, you do get outsped. Toxic is good if you have it. Sludge Bomb, you have Sludge Bomb, that dies. That dies. Do you live? You do have high speed F. And then this, you do have the Earthquake, you die. But you do have Spiky Shield sub to see what it is. Weaken it. Unsure there. Blue Flare does get the hit, does get the kill. Latios is in. We do see the Draco Meteor confirming it is Scarf. Blue Flare is going to get the kill. And you are slower now that this has a +1. And they have Earthquake here. Did they read that? I don't think it mattered. A Sludge Bomb doing egregious amount of work. It died to a physical hit, meaning it's corrosion. Blue Flare right there. It's going to get it out of there and protect. And you are going to share the same fate, because this just ate a speed boost and hit you with Quake, which outsped. So very well game. Very well game. Very well done. I do think it could have been played a little bit better on gun side, but I do think the prep was very good in consideration, as well as iLiseq here. Reflect Whirlpool was pretty dope with Keep It Berry. Nice. Next game. So we have Tails versus Invisible here. Very dope team by Tails. A very dope team by Invis. Going right into it, we do have the Absol. Absol has been biting its way through the competition. And we see the trick. The Antsy can't trick its Diancite. How does this work? A Gyro Ball would be able to kill Diancy. However, it's Zora Kunu. Alright, U-turn by Helioid on the Helioid. Whatever. I was so confused. So flame charge, instant move. We're getting fast. We're getting fast as fuck. But switching out. Why do we switch out? Do we not have another fire move that we can do? Heat crash. I don't think this has a lot of good fire coverage, even though it's built off the sun. Salazzle is in here with the fire coverage. All Shucks gets the tox. That rhymed, right? Yeah. Sub is here. Gyro Ball's there. You're not going to be able to knock that out. You get poisoned, so you're on a timer. Throw off another toxic. You're on a timer. You get a timer. You get a timer. Protect here. So Whirlwind, very clutch. Smart move in case anything does like to set up boosts or whatever. You have the Rock Tomb. It's funny that Solgaleo is afraid of the bird. You got the Mystical Fire on the Diancie. Ironhead's going to take that out. Might have an auto loss. Alright, so Shadow Ball on Solgaleo means Bite is going to be super effective because it's not Solgaleo. I mean, it is super effective, but still. Alright, so coming in on the Bite, I think it might be Eevee to where it can live. So All Shucks is here. Sunsteel Strike is going to get that knocked up out of there. Even if it did have Sturdy and it killed at 100%. Whirlwind not allowing it to come in. Zapdos is here with the taunt. So no more of that, but you get hit with that. Taunt is smart because now you allow yourself to not get whirlwinded if you are something like Salazzle or this. Like if you are trying to set up. So I could see the play there. I could see. So Solgaleo is here again. You come in with Kitsune. You drop the speed. So this is a very speed control Solgaleo. Sunsteel Strike. Now I'm unsure about that one. Cause okay. Like, okay, maybe double Rock Tomb gets the kill, right? So wait, what? No, you're not Shadow Ball. Okay. So, okay, here, because you clear that out. Okay, you did that because it was in front of you. All right, that makes sense. Never mind. I'm tripping, y'all. Sunsteel Strike. This is going to get the kill. Hold on. Rock Tomb is 50 damage. Flame Charge is also 50. Yeah, all right, never mind. I'm tripping. Because I was going to say, because I thought it was Stab and Flame Charge. If Rock Tomb did that much, is Rock Tomb 40 or 50? Depending. There was a potential to kill with Flame Charge in my head because I'm thinking, oh, fire type, Flame Charge, blah blah blah, or even higher base points from whatever Rock Tomb is, 40 or 50, to what Flame Charge is, either 50 or higher. So yeah, my bad. No, good move. Sunsteel Strike getting that kill off, now allowing for screens to go up, and Absolute Cinema is in. It's gonna take the Bite. It lives the Bite. It boosts off the Bite. It flinches from the Bite, and that comes to bite Invisible in their ass. Unfortunate. Yeah, Invisible very visibly upset. Now, if let's see. This comes in, you get the kill off with your move, unless this has priority. You likely kill the Ho-Oh, depending on its investment. Sunsteel Strike into that likely kills it. Base 73 defenses. So, absolute game changer. Quite literally. Yeah, we live. We get the Toxic off. Technician boosted Bite, kind of going crazy. You got the SD on Absolute Cinema. Last ditch effort Protect for extra damage. Terapagos is in. Can take a bite. It takes 50. That's a good amount of damage. Gets these Scorching Sands. Doesn't opt to go for the move that can't hit it, which is because it's ghost type. Duh. And bite. Yeah, so unfortunate. Let's see if from the reeling, Invisible reels back into the driver's seat. All right, so switching it up. Let's put you back there. All right, so we do see the Umbreon here. We see the return of Salazzle as well as Dracovish in the cut. All right. All right, Zander. I see what you've been trying to do. Good burn. Live and learn. That's going to be a big turn, and we hear it from Invisible Demand. So the bite going to do less. We do see the weakness policy blessed. And another bite can flinch. Oh, do we see the flinch? No. We see the flame charge, though. However, we see Scarm in the back here, and last time Scarm did scare this out. So I don't know if you have anything to hit the Scarm. So flame charge, decent amount of damage. However, you do have the Rocky Helmet here, and if they do choose to attack, or if you do choose to attack again, you're gone. You're dead. But you don't get to, because you're gone. You're dead. Sweep? No, unfortunately not. So Darkrai comes in, gets off that Sandstorm because of the card that allows it to, allowing Dracovish to be a vicious menace. Now the unfortunate hacks from the unfortunate hacks. Invisible is, again, seeing how unfortunate that is. They switch up the weather though, so it is a weather war game. You do have the rocks up, not allowing Scarm to ever be at full HP outside of Roost, I guess. Dracovish is in, gonna get a Vicious Rend. Found play does. I thought it would do more damage. Wait, okay. So the reason why it doesn't do more damage is because Vicious Rend is the reason it's powerful. The same reason why Gigaton Hammer makes Tinkaton strong. Like, this doesn't have the best attack set. I think it's 85, base 80, 85. But it's just a hard-hitting attack that it's throwing off. So, Invisible Throwing. Invisible Throwing. Why do we see that? Heavy damage. Heavy damage. So, Mr. Fish, why? So, allowing it to possibly go down. But no, not at all. Because, again, its attack stats not that great. Sludge Wave off Mega Hornet. Leech. Not Leech Life. Life Orb. It's going to do some damage. What is this? 127 speed? I forget. Stab and super effective. No, not super effective. It's my Uber. Got to put in work. Why does it hurt so much, man? Yes, because so much it does hurt. This spawn is hurtful. It's a hornet, right? It's a murder hornet at that. Yeah, high special attack. Doing a good amount to that Cherish Shell damage. Starstorm is going to take it out, though. So 3 for 3 Mons. Rock resist Pokemon. Aurora Veil comes in. Flamethrower is going to get a good amount of damage. It's going to be a 3-hit KO from this range. Moonblast dropping that special attack. Unfortunate, but getting that special attack back up with the Meteor Beam. If it didn't get dropped, it did get dropped. If you know, you know. You feel me? Rapid Spin, just get it in up to speed for whatever it might need. You got the Flamethrower. It's not going to be able to kill, but it's close to. And the Roost will get it right up. Now, you're roosting under your own screen, so you're kind of mitigating how much, but you are getting yourself bulkier for the onslaught that could be ahead. Defog, again, you have 2 turns of screen left here. Flamethrower getting you down, meaning, you know, the screens weren't that important here. So Dracovish comes in, you're gonna get the Vicious Rend, and then you have Sand in the background. Rocky Helmet, we do get the Sand up. You get a little bit of Sand Chip and Brave Bird Chip off of the Helioid. Now it's gonna be a down from the Sand, and you get Dracovish in. Well, GG. Now we see game number 3. Nice. Very well done. Retro Assassin, aka Invisible, saying they could have won this set. But based on game number 3, let's see how it goes. So, again, I'm going to switch this off. We see I believe this is the same team that was brought just last game, minus the Umbreon getting popped in the back. So webs could be a thing here. You do have magic bounce. I'm not talking about the leads. Let's get into it. No fish friend. Thank everything. So power gem immediately doing some damn damage. Diancie just gets bopped by the Iron Head. And Darkrai in, no sand needed. Dark Pulse, no flinch. We do see the webs up. Dark Pulse gets 3-hit KO. Beetlejuice. You do have a Sludge Bomb. No, you don't. You don't. What do you have? Are you Scarf? This alludes to being Scarf right here, which I think tells called that bluff, right? Webs of Rocks. Very much so. Like, especially if this is Scarf. Yeah, I think so. Like, Rocks, okay, cool for Terapagos, but you got to remember, Terapagos loves holding on to those boots. So even if you did throw up the Rocks, what's it going to do to a heavy Doots wearing Terapagos? Same with, like, Ho-Oh. Like, you're forced to have to knock off. You have knock off, boom, boom, but you have to knock off the Mon intended to get knocked off for Rocks to take effect. So I could see webs being more valuable here than Rocks. Like, just in case something is Scarf, right? Like you're now faster with your Ho-Oh. You're already fast with your other Mons, but yeah, I think webs is the good move here. Skarmory comes in here, is going to be able to take a Rock Tomb, and Flame Charge. Flame Charge is not going to be able to kill there. It does have Roost available to it, so it will do that. This has been a bane for Solgaleo. And we're up with this. Do we have Trick? Trick would be clutch on the boy. But we're switching out to Absolute Cinema. We don't have the Scarf. CC immune. Oh my gosh. Okay, you got me. You got me. You got me. You got me. You got him. You got me. Oh wow, that was actually phenomenal. I may have threw. He stayed in. Yeah, I that was amazing. Especially being able to get the nasty plot on that switch there, right? You CC, you find out that no, I am not. You Shadow Ball. Now Bite doesn't get the flinch. Shadow Ball. I mean, that's to be expected. Like, okay, now that iLiseq does mention rocks, it is a good idea to find out like what's what, but only Solgaleo takes the minimum damage there. But if there is something such as a sash, that does help. Now, it doesn't seem like you got Rapid Spin on Terapagos, and I believe that's because of 2 for 1, which gets rid of 2 moves in 1 move. Disable on Kitsune, nice. Now you have the Rock Tomb. That was very well done, just for anything. So this switches out because it does not like. You have the Spike, and we have the Knockoff. Knockoff is here. Rocky Helmet's gone and clear. Iron Head doing some decent damage. What else do we see on this? We see it switch out. So it seems like this might be the only thing to deal with the Burb, which Thunderbolt does a good amount of damage, but so does Body Press. The Burb is back in on the other Burb. CC does not take it out. Unfortunate. It's very high pressure right now for Retro, and then Invisible here. Yeah, Ice Beam here, Iron Head there. Item unknown, JK, it's boots, of course, as expected. The switching in and out, Full Metal Body. They're coming in to get a Flame Charge off, or a Rock Tomb. So Rock Tomb is going to be able to pressure it. Oh, that is a good amount of damage. Whirlwind. So nice. They get the kill there. I don't think Whirlwind on Tail's side was the move. like, okay, you got boots. You're immune to, like, all these are immune to the hazards there. So Whirlwind only got off the speed, which could have been clutch for this Murder Hornet. Like, especially if you are expecting to kill with Flamethrower. Like, Flamethrower could win the game here. This is, yeah, Sacred Fire is banned. Yeah, mentioning 2v1 as well. Yeah, this could have put. I think this put him in the position to win, like, depending on. I don't remember if I saw this switch up moves. We didn't see an item yet. Brave Bird is there. Flamethrower, if it kills this, I do think Tails does come out on top. They have to stay in here. They have to stay in. Brave Bird. Let's go. Sludge Wave gets a kill. Beast boost in the speed, but your HP is gone from that. Yeah, they threw GG stupid life orb. Wow, very edge of seat game right there. Me and my pace are the GOAT. I did help out in the matchup. My sets did not come aside from, like, the trick, illusion that boy, and then something. What was it? Salazzle, of course, and yeah, Salazzle. But no, your sets got no. Unfortunately, Tails, I think, to their own admission, did kind of play. We could have played better. Unfortunate hacks throughout the match, but nah. Anyways, on to the game. General Snorunt versus Flames. So, one player isn't adhering to the limit, and that is because of their ultimate, which allows them to put a bond on the back foot for a game, like let it chill out, and then come back with a little extra EVs. So that would be the Latios here. They also have the Mega Lucario Z in the cut here. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Let's get to playing. I want to see Flames on this side. All right, yeah. Because I love seeing my boy Vikavolt. All right, Volcanion comes out. Good lead. Hard to kill, straight up. Gets the U-turn off. Dialga comes in here. And the Earth Power. That was a pretty great read right there. Because I think you switch out of Volcanion. If you're Dark Pulse, sure, you hit it. But you're taking you're taking it. Earth Power into the team just seems really good, especially with the potential to get super effective damage on something that comes in. Like, you don't necessarily probably don't want to get burned by this, but I doubt this comes in for the water move. Yeah, I think that was just a good play. Good turn one from Flames there, getting off some heavy damage on Tempora. So, Earthquake on the levitate. Wait, huh? Okay, alright, they made the switch. They made the read. So, using that levitate and flip turn, getting in Arcanine Hisui. And I do believe this is Mega Scizor, so we do see the Mega here, getting rid of that balloon. And we see the head smash. Good move. Went for the read. Because if you did Flare Blitz, you do have the potential for Flash Fire. However, if you're able to mix up moves, which maybe you're not because most Arcanines don't, or if you thought you got the kill because, you know, Hisuian Arcanine is very strong. So I think that was good. You got this out the way. Priority is no longer in play, aside from Shuriken here. Alright, so this comes in. We see the Rock Slide. Nice. Why not Blitz? Alright, let's see. Why not Blitz? And boost his Lurge for no reason. Because I could go Rouge. Yeah, whatever. If I had the balls. Yeah. Because, that just makes it seem... Well, no, it wasn't choice locked. It wasn't choice locked. So maybe they feared the scarf on this, like coming in with a aura sphere. Because I think the only switching you have there would be likes of Lottie or Volcanion. Yeah, you're not choice locked. Huh. Huh. I mean, they did choose their option. It did work out, but they did take damage for it. So could lived. Oh my gosh! Speaking of could lived, I thought that could lived a flash cannon or two. Special defense drop, but the special defense up from the screen. Armor cannon here onto that boy, dropping its defenses for Lottie to come in and Lottie to get out. Setting up Mega Lucario Z in the position to where it can be there. So we do see the Scarf Tempura. The sub is going to be taken out in Nasty Plot into the Vacuum Wave. I did see that coming, but the light screen did not. Not being able to be there. So Hydro Pump there. Like potentially could have taking it out behind the screen. I'm not sure. Probably not, because you are adaptability, which means you would just have to be able to take it out from zero boost and zero screen. So probably good preserve. You are faster unless it's Scarf and then has Water Shuriken. So I can see it, as well as Volcanion just being a good swap in for that. Clefairy is in. You have the taunt on that. Which I think is going to be really good. You don't get T-Wave, you don't get anything off, especially on a mon that has Violite. They usually are very supportive. U-turn, Rocky Helmet. My GOAT, Vikavolt, gets the Volt Switch in. Yes, that damage. Love it. Chef Kiss. That's a lot. It's Vikavolt, baby. What you mean? It's Vikavolt, baby. Able to flash cannon, get some good damage. That's ability, guys. No, that's Vikavolt, baby. What do you mean? That's Vikavolt. Fear of the Deer is here. It doesn't get the kill. So this Armor Rouge just might have saved the game here. Because depending on, I mean, you got to live with your Rev Room. Geomancy is here. Rev Room could be in the back. Getting some clutch damage, barely. So you're basically +4 Spit F, 50 through screens. T-Bolt takes it out at +2. This is going to be a sweep from the Deer, I believe, here. The Deer strikes again. That is very evident and clear, as Xerneas does clear the team with its coverage. Now, man, yeah. Ace, play me, right? Very well done by General Snorunt, getting that reversal, reverse 5-0 at that. Very clutch. Next. So we do see adaptation here from both teams. We do see the Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee. Shout out Chris Patrick, you know. Very bulky team on this here. All right. So, lot of text. Oh, so just saw 3 mons, aka burning your entire ultimate. Interesting. Not gonna lie, happy seeing Snorunt winning because betting, blah blah, flames lock. A redo. You gotta take a shot every time Zander says a redo. It's a take a joke. Yes. It's a redo. You're so funny. Oh, I was here. Spaz was here. Alright, which Pokemon expect him to bring? Xander, hope, spell right, blah blah. Expecting you to save your ultimate. Burns all 3 slots this game. You spelled ant wrong. Get more 3 different Pokemon. So, Snorunt's ultimate. Do I care? Look it up. You care. I know you care. I guess I should. Whatever. I don't. Anyways, on to it. We see the lead of Scizor and Rev Room here. Now, you do have Scizor taking the Temper Flare, lying. I'm lying. Crit hit, damn damage. Get that out of there. Mega in, mega out. CC, that's a good amount of damage. Oh my goodness. You do have Roost available on Vigavolt here. So potential for Roost. You have the ton. Moment of silence. Not my goat. What are you doing? My bias is coming out. My bias is coming out. Why did you allow this to kill your Vigavolt with 3 CCs? T-Wave. Okay, cool. You could have T-Wave this. You could have T-Wave that. That. Cool. I get that. I get that. I get that. But you allow this to go down. Like I get that was like you. You're gonna make me cry. You could have sped crept it. Let's play on that. Somebody throw off a revival blessing, please. Mamoswine is in, throwing off the earthquake, which gets the frog to croak. RIP Froak. Rizzler comes in with another CC on. If I see CC again, oh my gosh, I'm crash out. Parting shot on that. You see the drop. Avoiding getting the KO. Like, that was interesting here. Like, I don't know if they saw Scarf. Like, because I think Snorunt has the Xerneas, so maybe Scarf was a thing. I'm still not over it. But CC into the entire team is pretty good. Gets the 2-hit KOs on everything. I think maybe not this, depending on investment. But swapping out likely just to make sure that it's not Scarf, because you go into this, which is a truly thick boy defensively. So Grin is in. Boy is out. Tapu Koko gets the electrical drought, meaning electric terrain, and that is going to bring the pain with the Hydro Pump. No rain, though. T-Bolt on the Mamoswine. You do see the grass knot there. So, is this AV Mammal? I remember using this on Hippowdon, which Hippowdon is generally bulkier, I want to say, right? So, I feel like the grass knot should have did this much off of base 120 power, even though you are like what 90 base power in Spatak. Coco the frog goes down. Rizzler is in with the +1 defend. CC lets you see the grave. Volcanion is in here. You get the dire claw. It is potential to paralyze, which you get to, and paralysis is on that side of the crew. So CC gets you down 5%. You are going down to the earth power though. To the earth you go. Got the lefties getting up a little bit. Got Dempsey in, gonna be faster. Getting the C-punch. Please kill this. You do have high horsepower available, which you do hit, doing a good amount of damage. That is a lot of damage to truly. Maybe your CB. Are you sure it's bad? Cobra Berry, smart. Malignant Chain, getting some damage in the confusion. Confusion is fraud, so you're gonna be able to Dark Pulse through your confusion. Take a little bit of chip though. I think. Oh, nice. Yeah, you do have to last ditch effort because Drain Punch does a lot. You do have to kill this USD on the CC. My other goat. What are you doing? High horsepower is gonna be the move to click. If you do hit, you're off on by a little bit %. Now Flames. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that to me, Flames? All right, game 1. We have Zach Dundaddy versus Zander. I did get the games messed up. I didn't see anything yet, but this should be their game 1 here. No redos. Anyways, starting off with the Tundurus versus the Spooter. Getting the taunt right off the Spooter. Getting the liquidation. Now, okay. Now I do know that is a chance to kill from the spider there. Doing I think max 107 from adamant 252. Like, you do need specific investment to live with Tunris from the liquidation if it is invested, to guarantee 100% live. So Volt Switch getting off on the bridge. The bridge does get stamina boost here, right into the Umbreon. Now you do have Aura Sphere from this. Surprise, not body press, because the Aura Sphere is not going to do much, but that foul play does a ton. Doing some superpower damage, doing the superpower amount of damage, but you die to the next foul play here from the drop in defense. Well, no you don't, because you dropped your attack too. I'm a lie. Protect on there guarantees the heal and getting right up to 99. Another taunt from Old Lady Ho allows Toxic to not get on the Gyarados, and the bridge to come out, get a foul play crit to its hit, but also a +1 to defense. Body press is there, so double on the fighting type coverage. Interesting. Instead of going soul body press, getting off body press on the Chuckwatoon, not doing much damage because it's not very effective, where the bridge does live a super effective attack and getting off a extra damaging body press. Now we can see that Chuckwatoon is going to be faster. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Rapid Spin to get off the kill on that, but also get up some speed. Be gone. Say, however, T-Bolt is going to do less damage, but still a good amount of damage, where the Gyarados gets off the waterfall kill. Tunris is in here, allowing the bridge to go down, down, down. Goes London Bridge. As it did have a good up. We do have the not special attack, but the sash go down, defense go down, speed go up, as well as attack. Bitter Blade is going to get that back to the stable. Holy crap. Now Iron Moth here does not outspeed because you are on the balloon. However, if that balloon was popped prior, you would have lived, likely. Umbreon is here, get a protect, get up to 53%. Yeah, and then Bitter Blade getting the kill off that, getting it back to 100%. Hot Emo Daddy is in. Who says Cerulean Edge needs Terra to be good? Because Aerodactyl gets redacted, and Shadow Sneak for the last hit. So that's gonna be a quick game. Hot Emo done it again. I don't want to hear anybody say this mod needs Terra to perform, please. All right, now this looks like a redo. Good job on you, Zach. Getting the U-turn off on that. The Spooter does hit with the liquidation, preserving the HP on the Tunurus. Stealth Rock is up. Rain Dance is up. This is going to be heavy damage. Avoids the toxic. Liquidation getting the drop. You do go down to 51% as well. Aerodactyl can set up on this possibly. Endures here. The wing beat. That is so smart. Very clutch because you live both hits there. And you do threaten with the Custat Berry. Liquidation. Yeah, nothing wanting to take that. I don't care who you are. So the Spider probably stays in here. You do have the Rapid Spin for free. Because you don't want to risk anything else getting hit, like Sash, that, boom, boom, boom. You don't have removal, but Bridge is in. London Bridge is going to get that attack on the body press increased because you're raising your defense, of course. We see the Stellar Terror type terror damage doing about as much as the Earth Power. So not a bad move. Earth Power is going to get the kill there. And you do have lefties on the Chuckwatoon. So, gonna drop that attack. Not that it matters. Mold Breaker is here. Rapid Spin is there. Just doing something. Oh, knowing that it lives. So you're faster than anything that's gonna be Scarf or it doesn't matter. You're dead. Old Lady Ho on the U-turn gets the kill. So likely U-turn for any Volt Absorb damaging. Trailblaze getting the Toon Harvester down a good amount. Rock Polish. It's a speedy game here. Sludge Wave is not going to get the kill. Ivy Cudgel definitely will. That boy hurt. You will be faster. No, you won't. That was a speed tie, 350-50. Yeah. So, dang, unfortunate drop from that mon. Look very good. You do have some possibility to live. I don't think Volcarona can hit this very hard outside of, I think you have to have discharge in order to hit Ceruledge Edge. So I believe Ceruledge Edge does come in here. Tundurus is at a healthy percent too. So goes down, Ceruledge Edge is in, takes a good amount of damage. Why aren't you guys going? What are you doing? That was a throw. That was a throw. The reason you don't necessarily just spam Poltergeist is because item usage, right? So yeah, anything on a balloon or anything with booster energy, unfortunate. Gonna have to get the Shadow Sneak for damage while the +1 does get the kill there. Kitty is in. It's gonna get the Sucker Punch, get the kill. Okay, this is not over. Get the Sucker Punch. Oh my goodness, you just drop it from there. Wow. No crit needed. Is that banded? GG. Yeah, you. Whew, whew. You definitely threw me for a loop there. And that was game number 6. We'll have 7 games, I believe, scheduled for here. But I think I might be lying. Yeah, one of our games is going to be delayed, but we will see it in the next set of videos here. So I'll leave you off with my well wishes. Happy birthday again, Allah. Happy birthday, Allah. Keep playing, have fun. See you in the next one. Peace.